What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So the Festival of Lights event has started around the world. Let's go through all the event details and then some tips and tricks for the event. Timestamps below as always. Let's get right into it. So the Festival of Lights, or the Diwali event, is going to be November 5th 10 a.m. to November 14th 8 p.m. all local time. As far as bonuses go, we're going to have 2 times speed for increasing friendship levels. So every day you interact with a friend, it's actually going to count as 2 days of interactions. You're going to be able to open up to 45 gifts a day compared to the regular 30 gifts that we have right now. And gifts will provide increased rewards like Pokeballs, berries, and all that stuff. We're gonna have another page of the season-long special research story unlocked, which I believe is gonna be page 13 and 14 out of 16. You can check out all the tasks on screen right now if you want to go ahead and check those out. Fireworks are gonna be in game as well. Dedenne will be making its Pokemon Go debut. I will get into if that Pokemon is any good later into the video, but that is a new Pokemon. There's gonna be a special event for India only, in which on November 7th, 4 to 7 p.m. at local time, Blitzel and Dedenne's are gonna be spawning more frequently in the wild, and you're going to get 2 times catch candy. So if you are in India, that is a little mini event you can look forward to. Wild spawns during the event, we're going to have Pikachu, Magnemite, Slugma, Whismur, Electrike, Blitzel, Cottony, Tynamo, Fennekin, Dedenne, and rare wild spawns will be Darumaka and Litwick. Pikachu, Magnemite, Whismur, Electrike, Blitzel, and Darumaka can all be shiny. Those are the only shiny encounters in this event. We're going to have special 7-kilometer eggs during the event, hatching Vulpix, Alolan Geodude, Chinchou, Pichu, Elekid, Magby, and Badoo. All of those can be shiny from eggs. 1-star raids during the event are going to be Charmander, Vulpix, Chinchou, Litwick, and Dedenne, in which the first 3 can be shiny. 3 stars are going to be Alolan Raichu, Electabuzz, Magmar, and Blossom. Those first 3 can be shiny. The 5-star raids are going to be Coballion, Terrakion, and Virizion. All 3 of them can be shiny, and they're going to know the exclusive legacy move, Sacred Sword. We'll get into if that move is any good on any of those 3 Pokemon in a bit. Finally, Mega Raids are going to be Mega Manectric, and that can be shiny as well. There's going to be special avatar items in the shop, which you can pause on screen if you want to check those out right now, which you actually can get right now, so go check those out. And there's going to be exclusive stickers you can get at Pokestops, opening gifts, and in the in-game shop, which are pretty much just all Dedenne merch. There's going to be a second part of this event as well, which is going to be on November 9th. It's going to be about Team Rocket stuff. There's going to be all that stuff. I'm going to make a separate video on that, so stay tuned for that. Right now, we're looking at the first part of the event. Finally, we're going to have some special field research tasks during the event. Catch 5 Electric-type Pokemon for a Magnemite or a Electrike. Catch 5 different species of Electric-type Pokemon for a Blitzel encounter. Defeat 2 Team Rocket Grunts for a Blitzel encounter. Send 7 gifts to friends for a Darumaka encounter. Catch 5 Fire-type Pokemon for a Vulpix or a Litleo encounter. Walk a kilometer for 10 Pokeballs or 5 Great Balls. Send 5 gifts to friends for Electabuzz or a Magmar, and power Pokemon 10 times for a Dedenne. These are the 100% IVs if you want to pause and check those out. Now, if you don't know, during all the Season of Mischief, we've been completing this research in which every single time we unlock new pages, and we're up to page 14 now with this new page being unlocked. If you didn't see the post, I'll leave it on screen, but Niantic said if you complete this special research before the end of season event, which I believe is on November 27th, you're going to get access to another special research story during that event. I believe that special research story is most likely going to get us Hoopa Unbound. Pretty much 99% sure. Everything has been pointing towards Hoopa Unbound, and even some leaked text updates have found that Professor Willow in that special research story talks a lot about Hoopa Unbound. But it says here, if you do not complete the special research, you can also buy that special research for $5 USD. I just want to say, guys, complete the special research. It's a really easy special research to complete. And instead of paying $5 for Hoopa Unbound, you're getting it virtually for free because you completed the research. If you need a new friend, I'll link below my Discord, in which there's a channel in there with millions of friend codes that you can add. So check that link below. Now let's get into the actual tips for the event, starting with tips around grinding a lot of XP during this event. Now, the first part of the event is virtually 5 days long. And to go from a completely new friend to a great friend, it takes 7 days of interaction. However, it's going to be double speed this time. So if you interact technically for 5 days in a row, that's actually virtually 10 days of interaction. 2 different versions of this tip. First of all, what you can do is you can add 45 new friends at the start of this event. Again, link below if you want to check out the Discord and add some friends. Of course, keep contact with all those friends, but what you can do is interact with them each day of the event. Now, on the first day you interact, you're going to hit good friends, which is going to get you 3,000 XP without a lucky egg and 6,000 XP with a lucky. And then on the 4th day, I believe, you're going to be hitting great friends, which will get you 10,000 XP, no lucky egg, 20,000 XP with a lucky egg. Now, if you interact for 4 days with 45 of your new friends, which you can open up to 45 gifts a day, so as long as they send you gifts every day, there should be no problem doing this. It's going to be 3,000 XP for the good friend and 10,000 XP for the great friend times 45 trainers. That's going to be 585,000 XP in just 4 days for adding 45 friends and opening 45 gifts a day. If you manage to time your lucky eggs too, if you open all the gifts and interact with the friends at the exact right time, so you're hitting them on lucky eggs, you can get actually 1,170,000 XP. It is pretty tough to manage 45 friends and make sure that you coordinate all 45 friends on the same lucky egg and all that, but you can get 1 million XP in 4 days just by adding 45 new friends and interacting with them each day. Now that's for the first version of the tip. The second second version of the tip is to just go ahead and interact with your friends on your friends list. You're gonna wanna come to your friends list here, come to your friends, and then just search interactable and not friend level 4. This is gonna show you all your friends that are not best friends and that you can interact with each day. Interact with all these friends so you can work towards those ultra and best friend bonuses, which get you even more XP than I mentioned before. Those are the two options for the event. If you don't have a lot of friends, you might as well start fresh with 45 new friends and get a lot of XP, or just interact with your friends each day so you can go ahead and work towards building those bigger friendships with those other friends. With that out of the way, let's get into the spawns and what are the best spawns to catch during this event. First of all, Magnemite evolving into Magnezone. Magnezone is a decent Pokemon in the Ultra League, and then also Magnezone is a decent electric type raid attacker, so definitely one to grab. Slugma spawning in the wild. I believe there's some sort of research task to catch a Slugma, so there's your chance if you still need to catch a Slugma for some task. Electric spawning in the wild. Electric into Mega Manectric. Mega Manectric is a decent electric type Mega, so if you don't have a good one, this is definitely time to get it. Blitzel spawning in the wild, although it doesn't have any meta use, this is a pretty rare shiny. Cottony is spawning in the wild. Cottony is a great little cup Pokemon if those ever formats come back, and then also Whimsicott is a decent charmer in the Great League and Special Cups. Dedenne spawning in the wild as well. We'll talk about that Pokemon in a second. Darumaka spawning in the wild as well. Darumaka evolving into Darmanitan. Darmanitan, decent fire type raid attacker, but Galarian Darmanitan is going to be an amazing ice type raid attacker. So if you catch Darumakas, you can use those candies into your Galarian Darumakas and Darmanitan. And Litwick spawning in the wild as well. Litwick is into Chandelure. Chandelure is a great ghost and fire type raid attacker. Now let's take a look at Dedenne. Is this Pokemon going to be any good in Pokemon Go? Dedenne is an electric and fairy type Pokemon. Has a max AP of 2081, attack of 164, defense of 134, and stamina of 167. As far as fast moves, it can learn Thunder Shock and Tackle, and for charge moves, it can learn Discharge and Play Rough. Parabolic Charge it was supposed to learn, but it was removed upon release. Now, as far as raids go, Dedenne is going to have no play. Its stats are way too low to be a viable electric or fairy type raid attacker. Same thing goes for the Ultra League and the Master League. Its stats are just way too low, and its CP cap is way too low to compete in those leagues compared to some bulkier options. However, in the Great League is where Dedenne is going to shine. Currently ranked 99 in the Open Great League, Dedenne has some great matchups against Pokemon like Azumarill, Medicham, Skarmory, Sableye, and Umbreon. However, it can get completely locked down by some meta Pokemon like Galarian Stunfisk and Swampert. Dedenne is not going to be meta in the Great League. However, in some special cups, Dedenne will be an absolute monster most likely. Since some of these meta Pokemon will be banned like Galarian Stunfisk, Dedenne will have the chance to shine in some of those special cups. So yeah, Dedenne looks like it's only going to be good for some special Great League cups, but definitely an easy one to grab since you only need to grab one. Quickly before I move on, I just want to mention that the Magnetic Lure is going to be boosting a lot of these spawns. Magnetic Lure boosts electric and metal type spawns, and these are all the electric type Pokemon spawning in the wild. So if you are trying to really hardcore grind this event, then Magnetic Lure might be one you want to drop during the event. That's just a little tip for you hardcore players. Now moving on to raids, what are the best raids to go after during this event? As far as the 1-stars go, I would pretty much avoid all of these. None of these are going to be really worth it. Most of these Pokemon are spawning in the wild as well. The 3-star raids, Alolan Raichu is going to be in there. If you still want that shiny chocolate bunny, you can go for it. Other than that though, I would avoid all the other spawns. As far as the 5-star raids go, people are going to be like Coballion, Terrakion, or Virizion. Which one is the best to grab? We'll take a look at if the new legacy move makes any of these Pokemon good, but currently right now, Terrakion is going to be the only Pokemon I would raid during this event. It is a decent rock type raid attacker that you can use, and you can maybe use in the Master League, but it's not amazing. So I would really choose the Terrakion. That's going to be the one you're going to raid after because that's the only one with meta use. However, if you don't want to raid these Pokemon, or if you don't want to actually spend extra passes, you can get legendaries from PvP. If you don't know, if you are rank 20, when you get your encounter rewards, which is 3 wins out of 5, then you have a chance to get either 3 of these Pokemon and shiny as long as you're rank 20. So if you don't want to raid these Pokemon, or if you don't have people to raid these Pokemon with, then you can go ahead and get them. But if you don't have people to raid these Pokemon with, again, I'll leave a link below to the best Discords and best apps to get raid invites so you can actually raid these Pokemon. Finally, Mega Manectric is in Mega Raids. I quickly want to brush over the best way to get Mega Energy for Mega Manectric right now, and it's not going to be Mega Raids. Every month there's a task to use 10 super effective charge attacks for Mega Energy, and in November we are getting Mega Manectric Energy. So look for those use 10 super effective charge attacks tasks to get yourself Mega Manectric Energy. And then once you have Mega Manectric in your Mega Pokedex, you can actually just walk an Electric or a Manectric to get Mega Energy. Definitely don't do these Mega Manectric raids, just do what I mentioned there. Now, before we get into the legacy moves, I want to take a quick look at some counters for Coballion, Terrakion, Virizion. I'm going to play the videos back to back to back. Check out these quick counter guides for the Swords of Justice. Timestamps below if you want to skip it. Virizion will have a shiny potential this time around, and it will know the new legacy move Sacred Sword when you do catch it. It's 100% heavy, non-weather boosted is going to be 1727, and weather boosted is going to be 2159. Virizion is weak to Fairy Fire, double weak to Flying, Ice, Poison, poison, and psychic. Let's go through some counters. Since Virizion is double weak to flying, I definitely recommend using flying types. As far as megas go, Mega Pidgeot is going to be your go-to. As far as shadow Pokemon goes, Shadow Moltres in the number 1 slot, Shadow Honchkrow in the number 3 slot, Shadow Staraptor in the number 4 slot, Shadow Ho in the number 5 slot, and you can even use Shadow Zapdos in the number 8 slot. As far as regular counters go, Moltres with Legacy Sky Attack in the number 6 slot, Rayquaza in the number 9 slot, Honchkrow in the number 11 slot, Yveltal in the number 12 slot, Ho in the number 13 slot, and Braviary in the number 14 slot. Virizion can be duoed, and it's a pretty easy duo as long as you're using flying types, but if you're scared, just go in with 4 trainers and you should have no problem taking down Virizion. Terrakion will have a shiny potential this time around, and it will know the legacy move Sacred Sword when you catch it. Its 100% IV is going to be 2113 non-weather boosted and 2641 weather boosted. Terrakion is weak to Fairy, Fighting, Grass, Ground, Psychic, Steel, and Water type. Let's go through some counters. As far as megas go, Mega Blastoise in the number 5 slot, Mega Gyarados in the number 13 slot, Mega Venusaur in the number 14 slot. As far as shadows go, Shadow Mewtwo in the number 1 slot with Psy Strike, Shadow Metagross in the number 3 slot, Shadow Swampert in the number 4 slot, Shadow Machamp in the number 6 slot, Shadow Glade in the number 8 slot, Shadow Gardevoir in the number 9 slot, Shadow Alakazam in the number 10 slot, and even Shadow Executor in the number 11 slot. As far as regular counters go, Mewtwo in the number 2 slot, Metagross in the number 7 slot, Hoopa in the number 17 slot, Zarude in the number 18 slot, Conkeldurr in the number 19 slot, Jirachi in the number 21 slot, and even Kyogre in the number 22 slot. Terrakion can be duoed, and it's a pretty easy duo. However, if you want to be safe, I recommend minimum 4 trainers to have no problem taking down Terrakion. Coballion will have a shiny potential this time around. It will know the legacy move Sacred Sword, and its 100% IV non-weather boosted is going to be 1727, and weather boosted is going to be 2159. Coballion is weak to Fighting, Fire, and Ground. Let's go through some counters. As far as megas go, Mega Charizard Y in the number 1 slot, Mega Charizard X in the number 6 slot, Mega Houndoom in the number 9 slot, and Mega Lopunny in the number 26 slot. As far as shadows go, Shadow Machamp in the number 2 slot, Shadow Entei in the number 3 slot, Shadow Moltres in the number 4 slot, Shadow Hariyama in the number 7 slot, Shadow Magmortar in the number 13 slot, and Shadow Ho in the number 14 slot. As far as regular counters go, Reshiram in the number 5 slot, Lucario in the number 8 slot, Conkeldurr in the number 10 slot, Darmanitan in the number 11 slot, and Chandelure in the number 12 slot. Coballion can be duoed, however you need the top counters, so I recommend 5 to 6 trainers to have no problem taking down Coballion. Hopefully you guys have no problem taking these down. These are some generally pretty easy raid bosses. But before we move on, let's take a look at if the new legacy move Sacred Sword is going to be good on any of these Pokemon, since these are new legacy moves for Terrakion and Virizion. Coballion already had this legacy move. Let's check it out right now. The short answer is going to be no. As far as raids go, none of these Pokemon have a good fighting fast move, and since Sacred Sword is a fighting charge move, they cannot benefit from this move as raid attackers. However, Terrakion without Sacred Sword is actually a decent rock type raid attacker with Smackdown and Rock Slide. So if you do want to use any of these Pokemon as raid attackers, Terrakion is good as a rock type. As far as PvP goes, again, Sacred Sword won't really shake up the meta. Coballion has already been released with Sacred Sword once, and obviously it's not good in PvP at all. Terrakion just doesn't have a great fast move to utilize Sacred Sword. However, Terrakion I could see having niche play in the Master League counter Pokemon like Ho-Oh. Finally, Virizion is actually decent in the Ultra League. You can run it, and with Sacred Sword it will get a little bit better. However, still it doesn't have a great fast move and is outclassed by a lot of the other grass types like Venusaur. So in the end, Sacred Sword is not a must-have move to get. Out of all the 3, I would raid Terrakion, since you can use that Terrakion as a rock type raid attacker, but the other 2 are not very good unless you want those shinies. Yeah, looks like it's not going to be an amazing move. Unfortunately, Virizion and Coballion are very niche picks in the Master League and nothing meta, so unless you want some spicy options, I would avoid pretty much grinding out these Pokemon. Again, Terrakion you can get as a rock type raid attacker, so don't sleep on that Pokemon. Now let's talk about candy. If you don't know if you Mega Evolve a Pokemon, any Pokemon you catch that's the same type as that Mega Pokemon, you will get 1 bonus candy. What are the best Megas to evolve during this event? What I'm seeing from the wild spawns here is there going to be a lot of electric type and a lot of fire type Pokemon spawning in the wild. As far as electric type spawns go, if you want more candy for those, Mega Evolve a Mega Ampharos or a Mega Manectric. Those are going to be your go-tos. If you need more candy for Slugma, Fennekin, and Darmok and Litwick, since those are all fire type Pokemon, then you can go with a Mega Charizard X or Mega Charizard Y or a Mega Houndoom. Take your pick. Do you need more electric type Pokemon candy or do you need more fire type Pokemon candy? Those are the Megas you can Mega Evolve for you guys. Now, as always, eggs, 7-kilometer eggs, I'm just going to avoid them myself. You can hatch them since they are hatching Pichu, Elekid, Magby, and Bidoof. Those are 4 baby Pokemon, so the only way to get these Pokemon are actually from hatching them, and their shinies are kind of rare. Some people want these baby shinies because you can't catch them in the wild, but again, I just avoid these 7-kilometer eggs. They're usually a ripoff, and you're probably going to hatch 90% Vulpixes and Alolan Geodudes. I'm just going to say that there. You can choose if you want to hatch the eggs. I'm going to be avoiding them. Now, coming down to the end of it, let's take a look at some medal tips. If you don't know, to go from level 48 to 49, you need 35 platinum medals. Even if you're super far from that, it's good to start now since these medals do take a long time to grind. First of all, there's going to be a lot of fire types Pokemon spawning in the wild, so if you need your Kindler medal, this is definitely a time to grab it. And electric type Pokemon as well, the Rocker medal, this is a great time to grab it. It requires you to catch 2,500 of a certain type of Pokemon. Get after it. Pikachu will also be spawning in the wild, so if you don't have your Pikachu fan medal platinum yet, which is catch 1,000 Pikachus, definitely go ahead and catch those Pikachus. And if you don't know, if your friend catches Pikachus and trades them over to you, it even counts towards this medal. So you have to catch all the Pikachus for this medal, you can even trade for them. The Rising Star medal is defeat 150 species of Pokemon in raids. Make sure you guys take a look at this raid roster and try to think, have I ever raided any of these Pokemon? For example, Dedenne will be a new one for most of you. If you haven't raided all these different species of Pokemon, raid them at least once so you can get your Rising Star medal platinum. Finally, there is a second part of this event. Again, I mentioned it before, but November 9th, 2021 is going to be the Team Rocket part of this event. We're going to be able to remove frustration from our shadow Pokemon, and there's going to be more Team Rocket members appearing and all that stuff. I am going to make another video on tips and tricks for this part of the event when we get more details, as they'll probably announce more details. So stay tuned for that. November 9th, it'll most likely be dropping, but I will keep you guys updated. With that being said, guys, that's pretty much all my tips for this event. As always, I am not perfect, so please comment below any tips you have for the event so you can help out other trainers, and check the comments below so you can see if there are any amazing tips that the fellow trainers have dropped in the comment section below, guys. I'm back in Ottawa from France, by the way, if you didn't notice, so back to the original setup. I really appreciate you guys all watching this video. We're gonna see y'all in the next one. Follow for more tips, baby. Peace.